A crowd of about 500 angry people shouting "Joe must go" stood outside Portsmouth City Hall during tonight's meeting. They were not allowed to go inside because fire officials said the large crowd would violate fire regulations. Inside council chambers, it was a packed house. About 200 of the people in the audience were there to oppose the subsidy projects of the 2 apartment buildings. Attorney David Axelson, representing those opposed to the projects, said the city had misused the Constitution of the United States against the citizens of Portsmouth.
You can't dictate to us here in Portsmouth. You can't tell us what to do. Nowhere does that Constitution say that we, the people, will let the government tell us what kind of housing we need and where it should be.
Council members had to sit for over 2 hours and listen to various people in the audience who came specifically to air their gripe to the city about the proposed subsidy plans. The plans would convert the Simondale and West Haven apartments into housing for low-income people, a decision that many in the audience said would put those living in the apartments out into the streets and invite potential unwanted neighbors. Chairman of the Redevelopment and Housing Authority, Michael Kay, spoke in defense of the city, saying the decision to turn these apartments into subsidized housing was made in a public hearing last July, but members in the audience mumbling their disagreement indicated that meeting was not made public. The deal already has been set between the Portsmouth Redevelopment and Housing Authority, HUD, and the Justice Department. What these demonstrators plan to do here tonight is to make their point more clear, and they say they have an ace in the hole which they'll use tomorrow. Penny Williams, Area 10 Eyewitness News at Portsmouth City Hall. The crowd of 500 angry people were left standing outside City Hall during the Portsmouth City Council meeting because they were told by the fire department they would be violating fire regulations if they were to come inside. And inside there was standing room only. The people were protesting the city's decision to turn the Simondale and West Haven apartments into subsidized housing for low-income people. One of those protesting, Bobby Perkins, said he asked the city manager ahead of time to provide a large enough place so everyone could have a seat, but was told council chambers was the only place the council meeting could be held.
The people are very, very hurt that they could not see fit to let them attend this meeting by keeping them outdoors.
Perkins says in other situations where civic groups have wanted to be heard, a larger place is provided. But Portsmouth Mayor Joe Johansson says, in defense of the fire department's decision, that the issue the protesters came to talk about wasn't even a subject that council was going to consider at that meeting.
Now, as far as last night was concerned, this was not an item that was even on the agenda to be discussed. So we normally certainly would not set up a special meeting place for an item that is not on the agenda.
The subsidy housing project has aroused intense feelings on both sides, with Portsmouth homeowners saying they resent HUD and the city telling them what to do and where to live, and potential unwanted neighbors. But as Mayor Joe Johansson says, the future of Portsmouth is in the hands of these 2 projects. HUD is pouring more than $8 million in much-needed federal funds if these 2 projects go through. Penny Williams, Area 10 Eyewitness News, Portsmouth. The lawsuit filed by the lawyer representing several residents sought an injunction against Portsmouth and the city's housing authority, saying the housing authority had exceeded its authority and in fact had acted illegally by deciding to turn 2 apartment complexes, the Century and West Haven apartments, into subsidized housing units for low-income families. Irate homeowners protested the city's decision when they demonstrated outside City Hall during last week's city council meeting. The lawyer representing the homeowners was hoping the lawsuit would put a stop to the city's approval of turning the apartments into low-income housing units. But the circuit court judge ruled against the homeowners, saying that he could not find any evidence of irreparable damage that would be done to the homeowners if the units would be converted. The lawyer, David Axelson, said he had shown in the suit evidence of irreparable damage.
The irreparable harm that we had listed was the loss of the rights to a public hearing, the loss of city council approval of a particular acquisition by the city.
Even though Judge Lester Schlitz denied the motion, that is, Axelson's side lost, Axelson says he's satisfied with the result and he'll have a week to write a brief. The public hearing will be held next week, March 4th, in the afternoon. Penny Williams, Area 10 Eyewitness News, Portsmouth.